Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is having an amazing day today. First of all, thank you everyone for supporting the channel. And yes, we have now achieved a staggering 400 subscribers. Yes, 400 might be a small number for some of the people, but for me it's quite a big deal. So thank you everyone for all the support. In this video, we are going to talk about a few tips and tricks that I have learned all through these years while playing the guitar. I'm going to share with you my experience of playing at the beginner level, the intermediate level, and at the current level I'm in. I am not a professional guitarist. There are many out there who are far better than me. So please do check out their channels as well. But yes, I'm going to share some personal experiences with you which might help you in the future. I started my guitar journey when I was in high school. I saw the video of Sweet Child O' Mine by Guns N' Roses and I was totally blown away by how Slash was playing the guitar. So I begged my mom and yes, I got a new guitar for myself. It was a 1959 Gibson Les Paul Gold Top. Just kidding, it was a crappy old acoustic guitar from Zoom. And yes, it was quite an affordable, around 1500 rupees at that point of time. So anyway, long story short, I started taking lessons, and during the first 2 years I religiously followed each and everything that my tutor taught me. So let me share a checklist with you that you should be knowing or doing when you're just starting with your guitar journey. Number 1, get a good guitar. I can't stress enough how important this is. So in my case, I had a very crappy acoustic guitar that was poorly crafted, that had rough fret edges on it and was impossible to play at some point of time. Yes, the intonation was correct, so I got away with it. But for your case, right now, there are tons of options available, especially within the 4,000 to 6,000 rupees range. And if you can go a little bit above your budget, the Yamaha F280 or the Yamaha F310 normal acoustic guitar is the best bang for your money. If you're starting with an electric guitar, make sure that you're having a fixed bridge or a tune-o-matic bridge. I do not recommend anyone to start off with a tremolo bridge or even, in worst cases, Floyd Rose bridges. First of all, these bridges are quite complicated to maintain and learn when you're just starting out. There are a lot of things happening with the spring tensions and the locking nuts and the tuners and everything that can overcomplicate the process and can demotivate you as well. So what I recommend is that you start off with a fixed bridge, an Ibanez Geo or a Chord CR50 or even a Chord CR100 that I had, and work your way through it and see what best fits you. Speaking about electric guitars, you should also get an amp as well, probably a 10 watt or a 15 watt amp. I currently use the Marshall MG10CF. It has served me well for the past 7 years. These amps should cost you between 5 to 10,000 rupees, and you can buy them online or go to your nearest local store and try them out. So now let me share with you what are the things that you need to learn when you're just starting out as a beginner. So first of all, you need to learn all your open chords, whether it is A minor, F, G, E minor, E major, D major, you can name it all, just learn them by heart. Also, don't forget to learn about the pentatonic scales. Start them off by learning at the 5th position or the 5th fret, then learn the various positions all around the neck, join them together and start playing all over the neck, right from the top of the 1st fret down to the 12th fret or the 24th fret or the 22nd fret, whichever kind of guitar you are having. So that covers the music theory part of your beginner lessons. For the technique part, here are a few things that you need to consider. Make sure that one of your hand is completely automated. Oftentimes you might see a lot of people who are just starting out that they're looking at their right hand or the picking hand while playing the guitar and completely missing what they're playing on the fretting part. This should be avoided at all costs because once it gets automated, it is very difficult to break through it. Next comes your ear training part, which means that if you're able to identify the distinction between the C major and the F major chord being played at the open position, this means that your ears are quite well trained and are able to identify the various tones and sounds that are being produced. For the ear training part, I will take it up in details in my next video. Let me know in the comments if you want a dedicated video on this topic. So as a beginner, now you are able to play your open chords you're able to play your pentatonic scales all across the fretboard, and you're also able to identify a few chords and name them without seeing them on the fretboard. So the intermediate phase is the most time-taking and frustrating part of learning the guitar, and I've seen most people quitting in this phase, but those who scale through it go way further in learning. So what's the checklist of an intermediate guitar player? Well, it comprises both of music theory and technique, just like the beginner guitar. When it comes to theory, you need to learn that what is the difference between the sharps and the flats. You should be knowing the bar chords, how it works, what is a bar chord with an E major shape, an A major shape, and an A minor shape, etc. Apart from that, you should also be knowing what are arpeggios, and should be knowing at least one or two arpeggio shapes. You should be getting introduced to the major scales, the minor scales, the blues pentatonic scales, and how these scales are getting formed. You should also be knowing how to identify a key and how to churn out chords from it. When it comes to techniques, here are a few things that you should have accomplished by now and should be working to make yourself better. Number one, strumming. Your rhythm hand should be on point, and you are able to hold a chord progression without missing a single beat. Next, you should be working on your hammer-ons, pull-offs, bends, and learning them how to imply those in your own soloing or in the songs that you are actually learning right now. When it comes to playing songs, you should be having your own set of favorite genres, artists that you are following right now. If not, please explore new artists and genres and expand your horizons of knowledge. So this concludes the intermediate part of your guitar learning journey. Some people go through it quite easily, some people take some time. It all depends upon that particular individual. So please take your time and go slow. Taking from my experience, when I was an intermediate guitarist, I used to dedicate at least 30 to 40 minutes per day, if not per day, then at least 4 to 5 days in a week. What I used to do was to break down my entire timetable. Say for example, 5 minutes of practicing scales, 5 minutes of practicing exercises, 5 minutes of learning that new riff, or say 10 minutes of learning that new riff, dividing each song into small chunks and parts, and then moving forward. Of course, I always used a metronome as well to time my rhythm and my picking speed. If you're not having a metronome at home, you can opt for a drum machine, a clicking beat, or you can just follow the seconds hand of the clock and time your speed accordingly. Lastly, we come to the advanced level stage, and personally I don't think I have reached that stage right now because of the few things. Firstly, I don't know how to play arpeggios and all its shapes across the neck, and secondly, I completely suck at sweep picking. So what makes an advanced level guitarist? When it comes to music theory part of the advanced level, the guitarist is basically well versed of the beginner and the intermediate scales and is exploring new shapes and new voicings of chords and discovering new exotic scales that will serve its purpose. When it comes to your technique part, yes, this also covers the beginner and the intermediate part of the guitar learning journey, and he's completely in tune with everything that he has learned from the beginner and the intermediate stage. When it comes to the gear part, obviously you're not playing the gear that you were playing when you were a beginner. You are currently playing the best gear that you can afford. That means that you shouldn't be going over your budget and spending all your savings on a guitar or an amplifier just to sound better or just to impress someone. Make sure whatever gear you're buying, it is serving that purpose and it is within your budget. If it is not meeting those criteria, please don't buy it or just sell it off. So yeah, that concludes the entire journey of a beginner guitarist to an advanced level guitarist, and I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. So please do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with that person who is just starting out or someone who is stuck at the intermediate stage or at the advanced level stage, so that he can take a chill pill and relax and go forward at his own pace. That's all for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.